of a book that was banned for depictions of lesbianism. A book that can appeal to dark dreams of yours. A beautiful book, and maybe it will help you to sleep, to rest, to find peace in this despairing world, to find knowledge and comfort in the fact that other people have felt these same things before as you have. You ready? I'm going to read to you an English translation of The Flowers Are Evil here in my little hut by the fireside. Okay, let me read to you some of my favorites. Let's come along and find some of my most loved poems, most dearly loved poems. First of all, I'll read to you Man and the Sea. Free man, you'll love the ocean endlessly. It is your mirror, you observe your soul, and how its billows endlessly unroll. Your spirit's bitter depths are there to see. You plunge in joy to your reflection's core, with eyes and hearts, seizing it all along. Your heart sometimes neglects its proper song, distracted by the ocean's savage roar. The two of you are subtle, shadowy. Man, none has sounded your profound recess. O sea, none knows the richness of your depths, since you protect your secrets jealously. And yet, because you both love death and strife, you found each other through the endless years, with no remorse, without a pitying tear. Relentless brothers, enemies for life. Okay. And another one for you. Punishment for pride. When in brave days of old theology flourished with utmost sap and energy, a celebrated doctor, it is said, when he had force-fed some indifferent heads, had stirred them in the bleakest lethargy, vaulted himself towards holy ecstasy. By mystic processes he scarcely knew, a state pure souls alone were welcome to. This man who tried to grasp beyond his reach, flushed with satanic pride, made bold in speech, O little Jesus, I have raised you high, but if I choose to take the other side, thou helpless one, I'd bring thy glory low, the Christ child, an outlandish embryo. At once his reason's sentence had begun. Shrouded in crepe was this once blazing sun, all chaos ruled in this intelligence. Before a temple ordered, opulent, where he'd held forth in pomp beneath its dome, now in him silence, darkness made their home, as in a cellar vault without a key. And when he crossed the fields unseeingly, as unaware of winter as of spring, useless and ugly as a worn-out thing, he was no better than a common beast, and was the jeering children's special treat. Go a little bit further on. There is much to learn from these poems. Oh, this is a nice one. It is always comfort in poetry. This is called The Jewels. Knowing my heart, my dearest one was nude, her resonating jewelry all she wore, which rich array gave her the attitude of darling in the harem of a Moor. When dancing, ringing out its mockeries, this radiating world of gold and stones, ravishes me to lovers' ecstasies over the interplay of lights and tones. Allowing love, she lay seductively, and from the high divan smiled in her ease at my love, ocean's deep felicity mounting to her as tides draw in the seas. A tiger tamed, her eyes were fixed on mine. With absent air she posed in novel ways, whose candor and lubricity combined made charming all her metamorphoses. Her shoulders and her arms, her legs, her thighs, polished with oil, undulant like a swan, passed by my tranquil and clairvoyant eyes, then belly, breasts, those clusters on my vine, came on, tempting me more than devils could, to break the peace my soul claimed as its own, and to disturb the crystal rock abode where distant calm it had assumed its throne. Her waist contrasted with her haunches so, it seemed to me I saw, in new design, a boy above, Antiope below. The painting on her brown skin was sublime. And since the lamp rained itself to die, the hearth alone lit up the room within. Each time it uttered forth a blazing sigh, it washed the tones of blood her amber skin. There are a lot of good poems here that I won't be reading to you, but that's just for you to find out yourself. Here's one. You'd entertain the universe. You'd entertain the universe in bed, foul woman. Ennui makes you mean of soul, to exercise your jaws at this strange sport. Each day you work, a heart beneath your teeth. Your eyes, illuminated like boutiques or blazing stanchions at a public fair, use haughtily a power not their own, with no awareness of their beauty's law. Blind, deaf machine, fertile in cruelties, valuable tool that drinks the whole world's blood. Why are you not ashamed? How have you not in mirrors seen your many charms turn pale? The magnitude of all your evil schemes, has this then never shrunk your heart with fear? When nature, mighty in her secret plans, makes use of you, a woman, queen of sins, of you, vile beast, to mold a genius. O filthy grandeur, O sublime disgrace. Let's go a little bit farther on and see what there is to find here. This is a big heart all around it in pencil. Okay. You said, there grows within you some strange gloom, a sea rising on rock. Why is it so? When once your heart has brought its harvest home, life is an evil, secret all men know. A simple sorrow, not mysterious, and like your joy it sparkles for us all. So lively one, be not so curious, and even though your voice is sweet, be still. Be quiet, silly girl, soul of delight, mouth of the childish laugh. More still than life, death holds us often in the subtlest ways. So let my heart be lost within a lie, as in a sweet dream plunge into your eyes and sleep a long time in your lashes' shade. Let yourself rest. This is the flask. There are some strong perfumes which cannot be contained, which seep through any glass of bottle or of vial. For instance, taking up an oriental chest whose stubborn lock will creak and groan in opening, or poking through a house in closets shut for years, full of the smell of time, acrid, musty, dank, One comes, perhaps, upon a flask of memories in whose escaping scent a soul returns to life. 1,000 thoughts have slept cocooned within this flask, but sweetly trembling there, packed closely in the dark. Now they release their wings and take their gaudy flight, tingled with an azure blue, rose-glazed, spangled in gold. Fluttering to the brain through the unsettled air, rapturous memory pervades the atmosphere. The eyes are forced to close. Vertigo grasps the soul and thrusts her with his hands into the mists of mind. He forces her to lie next to an ancient tomb, from which, with cloying scent, Lazarus, splitting his shroud, a gaunt cadaver, moves to its awakening. Ghost of a spoiled love, enchanting though impure. So when I am entombed to mortal memory, when I am closeted in some deserted house, when I've been thrown away an old, forgotten flask, decrepit, dusty, cracked, rejected, filthy, rank, I will be tome for you, beloved pestilence, the witness of your force and of its virulence, dear poison made by angels, drink that eats my soul, O you who are the life and the ruin of my heart. Don't mind the cauldron bubbling in the background. It's nothing for you to concern yourself about. Here's a nice one. The cat. Part 1. A cat is strolling through my mind, acting as though he owned the place. A lovely cat, strong, charming, sweet. When he meows, one scarcely hears, so tender and discreet his tone. But whether he should growl or purr, his voice is always rich and deep. That is the secret of his charm. This purling voice that filters down into my darkest depths of soul fulfills me like a balanced verse, delights me as a potion would. It puts to sleep the cruelest ills and keeps a rein on ecstasies without the need for any words. It can pronounce the longest phrase. Oh no, there is no bow that draws across my heart, fine instrument, and makes to sing so royally the strongest and the purest chord. More than your voice, mysterious cat, exotic cat, seraphic cat, in whom all is angelically as subtle as harmonious. Part 2. From his soft fur, golden and brown, goes out so sweet a scent. One night I might have been embalmed in it by giving him one little pet. He is my household's guardian soul. He judges, he presides, inspires all matters in his royal realm. Might he be fairy or a god? When my eyes to this cat I love, drawn as by a magnet's force, turn tamely back from that appeal, and when I look within myself, I notice with astonishment the fire of his opal eyes, clear beacons glowing, living jewels taking my measure steadily. Why don't we go to the little markings I have? See? This is number 100 of the Flowers of Evil. That kind heart you were jealous of. That kind heart you were jealous of, my nurse, who sleeps her sleep beneath the humble turf. I'd like to give her flowers, wouldn't you? The dead, the poor dead, have their sorrows too, and when October trims the branches down, blowing its somber wind around their stones, the living seem ungrateful to the dead for sleeping as they do, warm in their beds. Meanwhile, devoured by black imaginings, no bedmate, and without good gossiping, worked by the worm, cold skeletons below seem to be filtering the winter's snows, and time flows by, no family who will tend to the scraps that hang from iron grills. If in the dusk, while logs would smoke and sing, I'd see her in the armchair pondering, or find her in a night of wintry gloom, abiding in a corner of my room, grave spirit who descended from her pain to watch with love her grown-up child again. What could I offer this most pious soul, watching her tears fall from their hollow hole? I wonder, this is a long one, but it is a beautiful one. It's about 4 pages long. Why don't we try it? Maybe this will resonate. Maybe this is what you need to hear. Within the dwindling glow of light from languid lamps, sunk in the softest cushions soaked with heady scent, Hippolyta lay dreaming of the thrilling touch that spread apart the veil of her young innocence. She searched with troubled eye, afflicted by the storm, for the once distant sky of her naivety, a voyager who turns and looks beyond the wake to blue horizons which had once been overhead. The heavy tears that fell from dull and weary eyes, the broken look, the stupor, the voluptuousness, her conquered arms thrown down, surrendered in the field, all strangely served her still to show her fragile charm. Stretched calmly at her feet, joyfully satisfied, Delphine looked up at her with those compelling eyes, like a strong animal that oversees her prey, first having taken care to mark it with her teeth. Strong beauty on her knees before frail beauty's couch, superb, luxurious, she breathed completely in the wine of triumph, and she stretched out towards her love as if to gather in a kiss of recompense. She looked within the eye of that pale, conquered soul for silent canticles, chanting of love's delight and of that gratitude sublime and infinite, which from the eyelids spreads like a soft breathing sigh. Hippolyta, dear heart, what do you have to say? How do you understand you do not need to give the sacred offering of roses of your youth to one who'd wither them with his tempestuous breath? My kisses are as light as mayflies on the wing, caressing in the dusk the great transparent lakes, but those your lover gives dig out their cruel ruts like chariots or like the farmer's biting plough. They pass across you like a heavy, coupled team, pitiless horses tread or oxen's brutal hooves. Sister Hippolyta, then turn your face to me. My darling, heart and soul, my better self, my all, turn down to me your eyes, so blue and full of stars. For just one charming glance, divinely healing balm, I'll raise the veil for you of pleasure's secret depths, and lull you fast asleep within an endless dream. But then, Hippolyta, lifting her troubled head, my Delphine, do not think that I repent our love. I'm not ungrateful, but I suffer in distress, and if I'd been a part of some strange feast at night, I feel such heavy dread dissolving over me, and black battalions of a scattered troop of ghosts who wish to lead me off on roads that shift and move beneath a bloody sky that closes all around. Let our closed curtains then remove us from the world, and let our lassitude allow us to find rest. I would obliterate myself upon your throat and find the coolness of the tombs within your breast. Descend, you victims, O lamentably descend. Descend along the path to the eternal hell. Plunge on into the gulf where all the shameful crimes, those foolish shadows, run at limits of desire. Seething this way and that with a great thunderous noise, flogged by a heavy wind that never saw the sky, there never will you find your passion satisfied, and your torment will be your pleasure's awful child. Never a freshening ray will shine within your caves. Through cracks along the wall will filter deadly mists that cast a lantern's glow of pale and dismal flame and penetrate your bodies with perfumes of death. The harsh sterility of all your acts of lust will bring a dreadful thirst and stiffen out your skin, and your concupiscence become a furious wind, to snap your feeble flesh like an old weathered flag. Far from the living world, wandering and condemned, across the desert wastes, go running like the wolves. Make out your destiny, you poor disordered souls, and flee the infinite you carry in yourselves. Isn't that beautiful? It's touching. Here's a shorter one. I hope that if this isn't helping you to sleep, if that's what you're trying to do, it is at least giving you a good story to carry you in your dreams and thoughts. This is called Dream of a Curious Man for FN. Do you, as I do, know a zesty grief? And is it said of you, curious man, I dreamed of dying in my spirit's heat, desire and horror mixed a strange mischance, anguish and ardent hope were tightly knit, and more the fatal glass was drained of sand. The more I suffered and I savoured it, my heart pulled out of the familiar, and I was a child, eager to see a play, hating the curtain standing in the way. At last the chilling verity came on. Yes, I was dead, and in the dreadful dawn was wrapped. And what? That's all there is to tell. The screen was raised, and I was waiting still. I think this is a bit of a long one too, but maybe it'll be a nice one to finish off with. It is a decent. Okay, this is 5 pages long. This is Voyaging for Maxime Ducamp, and this will be our final poem. So I hope that you can find some comfort in this and some knowledge in this. The wide-eyed child in love with maps and plans finds the world equal to his appetite. How grand the universe by light of lamps, how petty in the memory's clear sight. One day we leave with fire in the brain, heart great with rancor, bitter in its mood. Outward we travel on the rolling main, lulling infinitude. Some gladly flee their homelands, gripped in vice, some horrors of the childhood, others still, astrologers lost in woman's eyes, some perfumed Circe with a tyrant's will. Not to become a beast, each desperate one makes himself drunk on space and blazing skies, the gnawing ice, the copper burning sun, efface the scars of kisses and of lies. But the true voyagers set out to sea, just for the leaving's sake, hearts lift alone. Nothing dissuades them from their destiny. Something beyond their knowing cries, we're off. These, then, whose ecstasies are wide as air, as conscripts dream of canyons, have their dreams of luxuries beyond what man can bear, such as the soul has neither named nor seen. Our actions are grotesque. In leaps and bounds we waltz like balls or tops. When day is done, our curiosity rolls us around as if a cruel angel lashed the sun. Strange thing it is to chase a shifting fake, a goal that's nowhere, anywhere at all. Man whose anticipation stays awake to find his rest goes racing like a fool. Our soul's 3 masters seeks the blessed isle. A voice on deck shouts, "Yo there, have a look." Some crow's nest spy cries in romantic style, love, glory, happiness, down, just like a rock. Each isle is named the long-awaited site, the El Dorado of our destiny. Fantasy that grows us orgies in the night, breaks on a reef in morning's clarity. Oh, the inebriate of distant lands, this sot who sees Americas at will. Must he be chained, abandoned on the sands, whose visions make the gulf more bitter still? So the old tramp who shuffles in the filth dreams of a paradise and lifts his head, wherever candle glow lights up a shed. Fabulous voyagers, what histories are there behind your deep and distant stare? Show us the treasures of your memories, those jewels and riches made of stars and air. We're travelers afraid of steam and sail, here in our prisons every day the same. Our paint across the canvas of our souls, your memoirs with horizon as their frame. Tell us, what have you seen? We've seen the stars and waves, and we have seen the sandy shores. Despite disasters, all our jolts and jars, on sea, on land, we find that we are bored. The glorious sun across the violet sea, great sunlit cities streaming as they lie, made our heart yearn with fierce intensity to plunge towards those reflections in the sky. Rich cities and the grandest mountain spires somehow could never hold the same allure as shifting clouds the shape of our desires, which left us unfulfilled and insecure. Surely enjoyment quickens passion's spark, desire old tree that fattens on delight. As you grow older, toughening your bark, you want to see the sun from nearer height. Do you grow always taller, grandest tree, older than cypress? Still, we have with care brought sketchbook pieces from across the sea for brothers who love all that's strange and rare. Idols with trunk we've greeted in our time, great palaces enwrought with filigree and jeweled thrones in luminous design to send your brokers dreams of bankruptcy. Scant costumes that can stupefy the gaze on painted women, every nail and tooth and subtle jugglers wise in serpents' ways. And then want more. O childish dupes, you want the truth, we'll tell you without fail. We never thought to search it out, but saw from heights to depths through all the mortal scale the numbing spectacle of human flaw. Woman, vile slave, proud in stupidity, tasteless and humorless in self-conceit. Man, greedy tyrant, lustful, slovenly, slave of the slave, a sewer in the street. The hangman jokes, the martyr sobs and faints. The feast of blood is seasoned perfectly. Poison of power drains a tyrant's strength, whose subjects love the whip's brutality. Religions, like our own in most details, climb skyward on their saints, who it is said indulge their lusts with hair shirts or with nails, as dainty fops sprawl on a feather bed. Drunk on her genius, humanity, mad now as she has always been, or worse, cries to her God in raging agony, Master, my image, damn you with this curse. Not quite so foolish, bold, demented ones flee from the feeding lot that holds the herd. Their boundless shelter is in opium from all the world, such always is the word. How bitter what we learn from voyaging the small and tedious world gives us to see, now always the real horror of the thing ourselves, that sad oasis in ennui. Must our one depart or stay? Stand in and stay. Leave if you must. One runs, one finds a space to hide and cheat the deadly enemy called time. Alas, some run a constant race, the 12 apostles or the wandering Jew. For them no ship avails, no ways or means to flee that gladiator. Others know from infancy how to defeat the fiend. Finally, though, this boot is on our chest, then may we hope and call our onward home. Even as once we set out for the east, our eyes fixed widely, hair blown to and fro, now sailing on the sea of shades we go, with all the plans of passengers well pleased to hear the voice funereal and low that sings this way, come here and take your ease, and eat the lotus. Here we gather in these fruits for hearts that yearn for strange delights, intoxicate ourselves on alien enjoyment through these days without a right. We understand the phantom's friendly part, Pylades who reaches out to tease, swims through Electra now to ease your heart. She cries, and long ago we kissed her knees. O death, old captain, time to make our trip. This country bores us. Death, let's get away. Even if sky and sea are black as pitch, you know our hearts are full of sunny rays. Serve us your poison, sir, to treat us well. Minds burning, we know what we have to do, and plunge to depths of heaven or of hell, to fathom the unknown and find the new. I hope that I gave you some guidance, if that's what you came here for. I hope that I gave you some relaxation. You can sip the potion now. To your final breaths. As you fall asleep, maybe forever, maybe not. But it's fated, whatever will happen, here in my witch's hut. And you came to me, so thank you for coming. You can lay your head down and rest here.